At the end of the film, McTeague has murdered his wife, taken the money, and fled to Death Valley to escape the law.
Stroheim decided that Death Valley was the only place where he would like to shoot the picture. Because that was the only spot where he could find a piece of flat desert that would be so warm that you could see the air go up and ripple over the sand. So we went, and the first day temperature was 125. So the cameras were protected with covers that were soaked in water, and that water would evaporate in about 5 minutes, but it kept the magazines cool. And Stroheim, he had a very funny get-up. He was dressed in shorts. He had yellow gloves, and he really thought he was on the Sahara Desert. One of our cooks died, and 2 or 3 people got very sick. I didn't wait to get sick. I said, you better send me home.
McTeague's jealous friend, played by Jean Hersholt, has been made deputy sheriff and comes to arrest him. Stroheim yelled at us, recalled Hersholt, "Fight, fight! Try to hate each other as you both hate me." And that typified Von. To get realism, he would make you hate him. Stroheim's version of Greed lasted 42 reels.
To show Greed in its entirety would take all afternoon and all evening, and would be a long afternoon and a long evening. And it would exhaust any audience. He knew he was making a masterpiece. Every scene showed it. He knew that he was making a financial flop because the extreme length prohibited being shown in any theater. And unless a thing is shown in the theater for money and makes money, then it is a failure. No matter how good it is, it's still bad.
Now the Goldwyn Company merged with Metro and Mayer, an event which devastated both the film and Stroheim's career. 2 men dedicated to the factory system now controlled the company, Irving Thalberg and Louis B. Mayer. Thalberg insisted on Greed being cut from 42 reels to 10. Stroheim was appalled. A critic who saw the full version described it as the greatest film he had ever seen, but Thalberg's cuts were made. Carefully plotted motivations were removed, and with them sequences of beauty and power. Stroheim refused to look at the final result. The man who cut my film, he said, had nothing on his mind but a hat. Stroheim was now just another contract director at MGM. He clashed with the front office again over his next film, The Merry Widow. He hated the star system, but was obliged to work with Mae Murray, the most temperamental star of them all. Despite furious rows, he turned in a film which was highly profitable for the studio. He loathed it. He marched out of MGM. Backed by an independent producer, Stroheim embarked on The Wedding March. Again, he shot enough for 2 films, only one of which was ever shown in the United States. Once again, he was taken off the production.
Why did he do it? There's only one answer, and I can't guarantee it. But it is an inward impression that somewhere early in his life, he was visited by such very great humiliation, such deep inward psychic wounds, that there came in him an insane desire to use his genius as a weapon, and that he would use the beauty of his work as bait to make them put out thousands, then hundreds of thousands, then millions, and more millions, until he had a beautiful, magnificent monstrosity that is worthless except as a curiosity piece. And he had his vengeance. He proved his genius, and he had his revenge all at one fell swoop.
Stroheim had one more chance. Gloria Swanson hired him to direct Queen Kelly. Joseph Kennedy backed it, but no matter how much money he poured in, Stroheim spent more.
He'd gone way over budget, and we had 20,000 feet that had to be cut down to 3,000. So, and what he started to do in the last part of the picture, not the last part, but the middle of the picture, the second third of it, was I knew sensible. Because in the script it said a dance hall. And by the time he got through and I looked at the rushes and everybody else did, they said, this is no dance hall. This is something else.
And she went to the phone and called the powers to be. I think she called Mr. Kennedy in Florida. He was our producer. And 10 minutes later, Kennedy called Stroheim and fired him. And that was the end of Stroheim and Queen Kelly.
Queen Kelly was never shown in the United States. Stroheim's career as a director came to an end. After an attempt to make a sound film, he resorted to acting and eventually exiled himself to France.
Light!
In 1949, he returned. He was cast opposite Gloria Swanson, playing a failed silent film director.
Where am I?
This is the staircase of the palace.
Oh, yes. Yes. Down below, they're waiting for the princess. I'm ready.
All right. Cameras. Act!
As he lay dying, Stroheim told his biographer, this is not the worst. The worst is that they stole 25 years of my life.